Science fiction offers thrilling adventures, mind-bending concepts, and awe-inspiring technologies. In this video, you'll learn 20 collocations from this genre to ignite your imagination and expand your English vocabulary to new frontiers. Our first collocation is warp speed, and this is the theoretical ability to travel faster than the speed of light, which is about 300,000 kilometers per second or 186,000 miles per second. Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica are two science fiction franchises that often feature spacecraft traveling at warp speed. Our first example sentence says, "The spacecraft entered warp speed and embarked on an incredible journey through space." Our next sentence says, "The starship accelerated to warp speed, leaving behind streaks of light as it traveled across the galaxy." This collocation, interstellar travel, means the ability to travel from one star system to another. Interstellar travel is used in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and in the novel The Forever War. Our first example sentence says, "The advancement of technology may one day enable us to achieve interstellar travel and explore the universe." This next sentence says, "The crew embarked on a daring mission of interstellar travel in search of new habitable planets." The word habitable in this sentence means suitable or good enough to live in. Here we have the collocation cryogenic sleep. Cryogenic sleep is the process of preserving a person or organism at extremely low temperatures for extended periods of time, often for long-duration space travel or for medical purposes. Cryogenic sleep is found in Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey and the British television series Red Dwarf. Our first example sentence says, "The crew embarked on a deep space mission, entering cryogenic sleep to endure the centuries-long journey." Our second sentence says, "After being diagnosed with a terminal illness, the doctor opted for cryogenic sleep in hopes that future medical advancements could offer a cure." Also in this sentence is the collocation terminal illness, which is an illness that there is no cure for and will very likely lead to death. The collocation space colony describes a human settlement established beyond Earth's atmosphere, typically on another celestial body such as the Moon, Mars, or a distant planet. A space colony is featured in WALL-E, where a human space colony is like a giant cruise ship traveling through space until Earth is livable again. Our first example sentence says, "In the movie Interstellar, humanity seeks to establish a space colony on another habitable planet to ensure the survival of our species." Our second example sentence says, "Civilization Beyond Earth is a video game where players must establish and manage a space colony on an alien planet." Our next collocation, planetary terraforming, refers to the changing of a planet's environment, such as its atmosphere, climate, and surface, to make it more habitable or more Earth-like for human life or other forms of life. Planetary terraforming is found in Herbert's Dune series and Robinson's Red Mars trilogy. Our first example sentence using this collocation says, "Scientists are studying the possibility of planetary terraforming to transform Mars into a habitable planet with a breathable atmosphere and liquid water." Our next sentence says, "Scientists envision a future where advanced planetary terraforming technologies can turn barren planets into worlds with diverse ecosystems." When talking about land or planets, barren means that the conditions are so bad that nothing can grow. This collocation, galactic empire, is a vast and powerful empire that spans multiple star systems or an entire galaxy. A good example of a story taking place in a galactic empire is Star Wars episodes 4 through 6, which ties into our first example sentence. In Star Wars, Emperor Palpatine ruled the galactic empire for 24 years. Our next sentence says, "The interdependency trilogy depicts a galactic empire on the verge of collapse." The collocation extraterrestrial life refers to life forms or organisms that exist beyond Earth, either on other planets or in outer space, such as in the Alien franchise or in Spielberg's E.T. Our first example sentence says, astronomers are searching for signs of extraterrestrial life in the universe. Our second sentence says, the discovery of microorganisms on Mars would be a confirmation of the existence of extraterrestrial life. This next collocation, alien abduction, refers to when extraterrestrial beings take someone onto their spacecraft by force, such as in the television series Taken and the movie Fire in the Sky, which was based on the novel The Walton Experience. Our first sentence says, the writer claimed to have experienced a terrifying alien abduction and gave detailed descriptions of the alien spacecraft. Our next example sentence says, alien abduction stories often involve being transported from the ground to a spaceship through a beam of light. Still on the topic of aliens, our next collocation is alien invasion. An alien invasion is the arrival of extraterrestrial beings who attempt to conquer or take over Earth. Alien invasions are the main conflicts in the War of the Worlds novel and movies, and one of my favorite novels, The Three-Body Problem. Our first example sentence says, the world was thrown into chaos when news broke of an alien invasion. Our next sentence says, the government established a secret group to investigate reports of UFO sightings and potential signs of an impending alien invasion. The adjective impending is used to describe an event that is going to happen soon. This next collocation, time travel, is the concept of moving backward or forward in time, such as in the Back to the Future movies, where the characters can time travel in a modified DeLorean. This sentence says, in the movie, the protagonist time travels to prevent a catastrophic event from occurring, altering the course of history. Our next sentence says, instead of using a time machine, in Days of Future Past, a character time travels by transferring her consciousness to her younger self. This next collocation has been in the news a lot lately, and that's artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as in the novels Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and I, Robot. The first sentence says, efforts are being made to slow down the development of artificial intelligence. Our next sentence says, in the future, advanced artificial intelligence may become more powerful than humans and take control of society. One thing to worry about as AI becomes more and more advanced is a machine uprising. This collocation refers to a scenario in which artificially intelligent machines or robots fight against human control, often with the intention of becoming dominant or eliminating humanity. Machine uprisings were attempted and stopped in movies such as Avengers: Age of Ultron and The Terminator. This example sentence says, the game depicts a world ruled by robots after a successful machine uprising. Our next sentence says, in the Terminator movies, humans struggle to survive in a world devastated by a violent machine uprising. Sometimes our human bodies are too weak, so we need cyborg augmentation. This collocation describes the enhancement or modification of human abilities through the integration of artificial cybernetic components, such as in the RoboCop movies and in the Ghost in the Shell anime and manga series. Our first sentence using this collocation says, cyborg augmentation is not without risks, as some individuals experience difficulties adapting to their new robotic components or face potential malfunctions. Our next sentence says, the protagonist in the story undergoes cyborg augmentation, replacing her limbs with mechanical ones to gain superhuman strength. Moving away from robots and machines, our next collocation is genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is the manipulation or changing of an organism's genes or DNA to produce desired traits or outcomes. Genetic engineering was used to enhance people before they were born in the movie Gattaca, and was used to bring dinosaurs back to life in the Jurassic Park franchise of books and movies. This first example sentence says, genetic engineering has the potential to cure genetic diseases by modifying the faulty genes responsible for those conditions. This next sentence says, scientists are using genetic engineering techniques to create modified crops that are more resistant to pests and diseases. Our next collocation, parallel universe, describes a universe or reality that exists alongside our own, with potentially different laws of physics and alternate versions of events. Parallel universes are the subject of several recent Marvel movies and television shows, and in the film Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. This first sentence says, some physicists speculate that black holes could be gateways to parallel universes. My next sentence says, the movie The One explores the idea of multiple parallel universes where one person's counterparts in other universes must be eliminated to gain their power. This next collocation, futuristic technology, describes technological advancements and innovations that are imagined or predicted to exist in the future, such as in the book Brave New World and in the novel-turned-movie Minority Report. Our first sentence using this collocation says, self-driving cars equipped with futuristic technology will revolutionize transportation and make commuting safer and more convenient. The verb revolutionize means to completely change something so that it is much better. Our next sentence says, the scientists in the lab are experimenting with nanobots, a futuristic technology that allows them to destroy cancer cells without surgery or radiation. A nanobot is an extremely small robot. Sometimes things don't go so well for people, and they end up living in a dystopian society. A dystopian society is a fictional or speculative society characterized by oppression, suffering, and a lack of freedom or individual rights, such as in Mad Max and in the Hunger Games. Here we have the example. In the dystopian society depicted in the novel, citizens are constantly monitored by the government through surveillance cameras and advanced technology. This next sentence says, in a parallel universe, the character Spider-Punk fights villains such as President Osborn in a dystopian society. Sometimes you need to get somewhere in a hurry, and this is where our next collocation comes in. A teleportation device is a fictional device or concept that allows instantaneous transportation from one location to another. These are used to beam characters from one location to another in the Star Trek franchise. This first sentence says, the secret organization developed a portable teleportation device, enabling agents to quickly sabotage secure facilities. The verb sabotage means to damage or destroy equipment, weapons, or buildings in order to prevent the success of an enemy or competitor. This next sentence says, the teleportation device malfunctioned, causing the characters to become trapped in a parallel universe. Oopsies! Here we have the collocation virtual reality, and this is a computer-generated simulation that puts users in an interactive and artificial environment, such as in the novels Neuromancer and Ready Player One. This first sentence says, the company showed off its latest virtual reality headset, promising a high level of realism. Our next sentence says, virtual reality training programs are being used to enhance learning in various industries. Often used with virtual reality is a neural interface. This collocation refers to a technology that enables direct communication and interaction between the brain and an external device or computer system, allowing the transfer of information between the brain and digital or mechanical devices. Neural interfaces are used in the novel Neuromancer and in the Matrix franchise. This sentence says, neural interface technology is being explored for its potential to enhance cognitive abilities. And our next example sentence says, researchers are investigating the use of neural interfaces to decode brain signals and enable paralyzed individuals to control robotic limbs. Thanks for watching. Try to use one of today's collocations the next time you are speaking with someone in English about your favorite science fiction movie, book, or television show. Or create your own example sentences down in the comments. See you in the future!